conspiracy to commit murder.
All right, y'all, you're locked in here to the Midwest Mayhem.
I still always want to show up, and that's just, I have not lost any passion for the job.
Welcome to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast with your host Tyler and Lockie. This is where small town stories, wild headlines, and real conversations come together. We also shine a light on first responders, veterans, and on mental health. Because every voice deserves to be heard. This is the Midwest Mayhem Podcast.
I've been an open book about mental health.
From a federal prison.
Your fake leader hiding behind the title.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast. This is season number 2, episode number 1. I'm your host, Tyler, if I can talk today, and I'm sitting in studio with
Lockie
and a good guest of ours, Sara Ladas from Washington County 911. Sara, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Are you nervous?
Nope.
I ask everybody that. I'm still nervous, and we've been doing this for a whole season, so here we are. So, you have 8 years of experience at Washington County 911. You're a captain for the last 2 years, and you're also their chaplain. Congratulations. That's recent, right?
Yeah, well, Donnie had basically, somebody asked to pray one time on the line, and I did it anyways, but he went ahead and gave me that certificate and all of that, but I didn't get it until this past, actually in December is when I got the certificate. I got the paperwork and stuff beforehand.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. I thought I seen that on Facebook. I wasn't for sure.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I remember us starting out at 911. You started just a little bit before I did, and I wasn't very good at it, which is why I no longer work there, but you have been fantastic. I've worked with you on many fire scenes when I was a captain on the department I was on, and you were always fantastic, got us what we needed, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
So we're so glad to have you here today. Before we get started into our questions and our interview here, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Checkpoint Coffee and Canteen, Frontline Armory in Farmington. Both of them have been fantastic. We've done our last episode with Adam in December. He was fantastic. So thank you to them for keeping us going and sponsoring us, and they help us keep this stuff going. So I'm so thankful to have them on a part of the sponsorships, and sponsorships still open. If you're interested, know a local business that wants to be on here, just get a hold of us, go to our website, click the advertising tab. You can find all of our paperwork there, and we greatly appreciate all you guys and what you do. So without further ado, you ready to jump into it?
I am.
Let's do it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what led you into 911.
So I'm from the country.
Country.
Boss, Missouri. Viburnum, Missouri.
Oh, you're way down there.
Yeah, but I was currently living in Illinois when I got the job. I was living in Collinsville, Illinois, and I didn't even have an interview, and I hadn't even moved back down yet. But actually got it through my cousin. She worked there. I had no idea what I was walking into, though. So.
Was your cousin Chelsea? Is that right? Yeah, I thought that's who that was. Yep, she worked there when I worked there, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Oh, well, that's good to know. You're Boss. That is way down there.
Yeah.
I haven't been. I don't think I've ever been to Boss, and if I have, it's one time.
You blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of like the town I'm from. So that's neat. You didn't get an interview for your job, and you have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So you had no idea what this was going to be?
No.
Wow.
Goodness.
You walked into something. I'm sure you figured that out by now. But yeah.
Yeah, I almost quit multiple times.
Uh-huh.
It was rough training. Dispatch is rough training. So
that's why I'm no longer there.
Well, because really you can train to a certain extent, and then the rest of it is just literally, here's your headset, be nice on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You have to be able
and
to
here's
pick it
some
up.
guidelines to talk about CPR.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pro QA. I remember going through that training. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ugh, I cannot. Yet again, I started when they were just getting into it, so I'm sure it's probably revamped by now.
Well, it's not. But
No?
I still love Pro QA though. It does.
I
help
think
in
it's a good
certain
system for what it's
situations,
meant for.
especially for training.
Yeah,
It really does.
absolutely. So, was there a specific moment or experience as you're going through training, or right after you got out on your own, that just made you think, man, I'm meant to be here?
So it was probably a year in before I even felt like I was a dispatcher, but I know about 5 months in, I had just got kicked off of training. And I believe it was a missing kid down south, like Annapolis, Des Arc area.
Oh.
And my supervisor really pushed me and gave me the praise after we found the kiddo. Like, it was, and that when she gave me that push and that praise, it really set in. I was like, I think I can do this. I think I can stick with this. I want to help people.
That's great.
Yeah.
A missing person, that's never an easy,
No.
whether you're on the ground, on the radio, there's just so many moving parts, EMS, fire, police, it's just a whole thing.
Yep. And then you're trying to get, if they have a phone, you're trying to get their phone ping.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Constantly
that.
on with AT&T or Verizon or whoever it is, trying to figure out where the number's from,
Yeah.
to get that ping going. And then you've got to do all of everything that goes along with that. So,
And I don't think people realize what goes into doing the job.
No.
And I know being in the field and talking to you on the radio, and now with me having the experience of having to be in there, and which is nothing compared to what you have to do, there are times I'm ready to pull my hair out because I'm trying to answer the phone for the district, answer the MIH providers, put in their mileage or whatever, but also just that emotional part of it with that missing kid. You're sitting in an office out on 21 Highway
right.
when this kid is missing. So I don't think people understand that part of it either.
Another part people don't realize is you're not just sitting in a room with light in it. You're sitting in a dark room.
Right.
A pitch black room with computer screens all over. So that's something I always want to point out that people don't realize. These people aren't in a lit up office to where they can see what they're doing.
Right.
So.
Well, what I think is always neat is you all are always thinking about what needs to be done before you don't even realize that. You just start doing it.
Right. Those pre-arrivals,
Yes.
those getting, clothing information, all of that information for the officers or for EMS to help get them there and what they're looking for.
And
so important.
And it is, and so many times we're in the field, we've radioed in to say, I already got it for you. We've got that going for you. It's neat.
Yeah.
That's again, that's just something people don't think about. Just sitting in a room that you can't do anything. You talk on a phone and you may not even get the answer to what happened at the end of the call. They say we're clear and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's a mental defeat I don't know that I can handle.
Right.
So so you first started, or when you first started, what surprised you most about the job that people on the outside may not realize? I think we just kind of covered it a little bit, but
Oh, I was a big idiot walking in there. Like, I had no clue. There's so much. I had no background. There's just, you think about tornadoes.
We had plenty of those last year, didn't we?
Yeah, like that was my first dealing with two of them. I was at work, and so it's just so much going on, especially when it's busy for everybody, and I had no idea what I was walking into.
So what did you do before?
I was in childcare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a drastic change.
I know.
Wow.
I don't know. Sometimes keeping care of us is like childcare.
Babysitting over a radio.
Yeah.
The patience.
Yeah.
But basically, I think when I can talk people down from suicide, I think that really opened my eyes. Like, one more day.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And speaking of which, I was coming through from Bismarck, and there was a Leadington police officer sitting on the ground with a young lady. She had her back to traffic, and you could tell he was trying to, de-escalate whatever situation she was having going on. And that is because she was right there in traffic. I don't know what was going on, but I don't, that's our big plug here is that saving one person.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
that's a big thing for what we stand for here on Midwest Mayhem. We've said it plenty of times. If you haven't heard it, go back and listen to season 1. There's 15 episodes to listen to. So, so I want to get into dispatch and leadership because you're a captain now. So you're a higher up. People look up to you now. How's that feel? Is it nerve-wracking?
Sometimes it is, but sometimes I feel like I know what I'm doing. Like, I've got a good team, and it's not just me.
Well, a huge shout out to your director because he is a very good guy.
He is.
Donnie Sanderson is a very great guy.
He really is.
I cannot give out enough compliments to that man.
So supportive.
Yep. When I was struggling in 911, he pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, I know you're struggling, but just keep going. You'll be fine." I didn't keep going, but his words meant a whole lot to me.
Yeah.
So Donnie's a great man. So you've been a dispatcher for almost 8 years now. How has the job changed you over time? Because you're also a mom, and you're you're very into your religion and active in your religion. So how does all this play together?
Well, for the first part, in almost 8 years now, like I was so shy. I had no confidence going into it. And like I said earlier, it took me a full year to even feel like I was a dispatcher and like I was doing anything. So I had to build that confidence, and I try to do that with the people I train as well.
Okay, so I want to stop you there because this is the worst part of this whole thing. I always triggers
That's the best part, Lockie.
I think it's interesting that you said you didn't feel like a dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that moment? Because I know I can speak for it in EMS when my experience. When did you say, "Oh my gosh, Sarah, you are a dispatcher"? And I know you said the kid thing, but how many times? I mean, you've done other stuff. Why that?
I think it was just literally building my confidence and to feel like, some days I still don't know what I'm doing, but I felt like a year in, I was like, it clicked, and it was like, I can do this. I'm a dispatcher. I help people. I know what I'm doing, and I know how to get them help.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it really was. I don't know if it was a certain call or if it was a certain person, but really I think it was just over time.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the buildup of my confidence, the calls, and it all coming together. And it just like, I took a breath and I was like, wow, I can do this. I'm doing this. I'm here.
That's a whole lot of walkthrough to get yourself there. And I think we all, at some point in time in the service, kind of, you start to wonder, well, am I making a difference? Am I doing something good? And then you have a call that you think, man, I'm doing something good. I'm where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, I think one thing you said just a second ago about you have a good team.
Mm-hmm.
That right there speaks volumes for a person in leadership to acknowledge that.
Yes.
There's a lot.
And I think it's kind of like that you see them, you're training them, and that probably was a moment too that you realized, hey, I got this.
Yeah.
So
the training part, it's so hard to train, but you have to keep patience because it's so hard. It is really so hard to keep, patience when you're busy and it's chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think building people up that are coming behind you is a major, major thing that people really need to think about when they are training.
Well, and it's hard to think when you are training somebody, why don't you know how to do this? Because you've been doing it for 8 years. It's like, come on.
I remember, though. I always go back to that place where I remember how I cried every day. Every day for 5 months. You probably saw me cry.
I'm pretty sure I cried with you.
Yeah.
Dispatcher trained, they put you through the ringer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because they're trying to be mean to you. It's because they want you to be prepared because you're the very first person to handle that call.
Yeah.
You are the very first person that makes a big difference in the matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what people don't realize. Not only are you dealing with the caller, but then whatever other people, it just is a huge ripple effect of who you're responsible for on that phone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I might be on the phone for 20 minutes, but I also got to get you guys going.
Mm-hmm.
Fire department, EMS, law enforcement if they're needed, and I'm still trying to do all of these things at once. And so I think that the training, walking into that and the training for that is just like, you've got this. You're going to be able to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not our emergency. It's theirs.
I love to hear you say that. Yep.
I was hoping you would.
Yeah, so many times I think that we do get very jaded to that.
Mm-hmm.
Very
we
much
really
so.
do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you asked that because that just opens up. I think it gives our viewers a very clear picture of what she truly is dealing with.
Well, and I think for you to be so shy too, that should make you feel good that you have that and that you have overcome that.
Yeah.
And because you cannot be shy in this line of work.
Not at all.
And you can't take offense to sometimes being, kind of.
It was growing pains.
Oh, I'm sure.
Lots of growing.
I'm sure.
And it was very painful. I will give her that. Very painful. Do you remember that? Did they ever make you take that test where they give you like the map and you have to go through. Oh, no, thank you. Nope, no, thank you. We'll go back.
We don't do that anymore.
Well, maybe I'll go try it out. Anywho, so you've served as captain for the last 2 years. What does leadership look like inside a 911 center? Because this is the part where I don't quite comprehend. I was a leader on a physical department where we actually ran out and ran the calls. How does it work sitting inside of a room?
So it's just backup. If my partner's on the phone, I'm right there with her. I'm getting her traffic. I'm picking up other lines. I'm doing what I needed to do to help everything run smoothly. It's sometimes getting text in the middle of the night. They have questions like ICE or whatever, because we really haven't dealt with ICE. And now we
knock on wood.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to run through ICE, and that's a little bit difficult to get things through. But I just want them to know I'm right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're all in this together.
Absolutely. And that right there is a good leader.
So give our listeners a little bit of a background of how many dispatchers are in the room with you, about how many agencies do you cover, county, because you guys not only do Washington County, but is there part, is it?
No, we no longer do. Yeah, we used to do Sullivan.
Okay.
And we used to do all of Iron County.
Okay.
And that's both of those transferred out, right? So now you just have Washington.
Yeah. So, but our call volume has gone way up.
And it has.
I'm sure.
I know. I forgot.
End of year.
Yeah. And I don't know what our final call was at the ambulance district, but I know it was more.
I know I wrote it down and then I forgot it.
So if you would tell our listeners how many are in the room and then how many agencies that you're dispatching.
So most of the times 2.
Okay.
2 dispatchers.
2.
Oh, it used to be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So we have a third on my shift right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mid shift. And so they'll come in around 9 or 10. Well, it's, at 10. And then they'll be there till 10 at night.
So 12.
But we do Potosi, Belgrade, Caledonia, Irondale, and Richwoods for fire. And then WCAD.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do both the sheriff's office and the PD.
Oh, yeah, Potosi Police Department, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's still, that's, 5 fire departments, an ambulance district, and 2 police departments. That's a lot for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Especially for chaos, like, if a house fire breaks out, and then you have, if a house fire's going, and then you have the hospital when they had their incident, I mean, that's a lot for 2 people to handle.
Yeah, so it was 2 people, and then I was training somebody at the time. So it's just, I mean, she helped where she could, but it was just full of chaos because we didn't have, that was on, I think on a Saturday or Sunday. So we didn't have admin to come in and back us up.
Yeah.
And so we got it. We pushed through that thing.
And you don't have, it's not like you're dispatching, for example, the ambulance district out of Potosi. You have, which I'm sure, I know it comes up in the CAD that it's Belgrade or it's, Richwoods, that area. So I don't think people understand that at all. So
no, they really don't.
Especially when the best part's when your CAD crashes in the middle of trying to work calls and you have to restart the whole thing. It's a mess.
Well, luckily we have a backup CAD now because that happened during the tornado.
Oh no, that's not good. CAD for those of you who don't understand what that is computer automated dispatch. Is that what that stands for?
Computer aided dispatch.
Okay, I was wrong. See, I was even wrong. So, well, that's good to know. I can't imagine in the middle of a tornado. It was bad enough in the middle of a house fire, let alone a tornado. Yeah. Let's hope we don't have any more of those this year. Let's hope those stayed in 2025.
Right, please.
So how do you balance both being a supervisor and a peer, especially during high stress moments, like the hospital?
Sometimes well, sometimes not well. Sometimes I'm yelling, like during those tornadoes, like I yelled at somebody. It's like, sit down, start putting this call in now. Because they had a CAD, mine went down, and there was a couple other people that lost theirs. But I mean, it just kind of depends. Like, it's chaos. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to apologize. And I definitely did that day. But I mean, it's chaos. And so you're just trying to get things done and right and in the CAD, dispatched out. Meanwhile, you're still got 911s ringing. So
it's an ongoing thing. I just in the fire service, I mean, no matter what service you're in, it's always ongoing when you're in the middle of a call. But you guys are the control center.
We're the heartbeat.
Yes, you're the heartbeat of the mess. I mean, and there is no, if you have to go to the bathroom and you guys are busy, you just gotta wait.
And you do. I figured that out doing my little measly dispatching. I mean, if Matt's not there, Maria's not there, I'm floating. My eyeballs are floating until somebody gets there. But something too on the 911 calls, what people don't understand too is inside my home, if I call 911, you're talking to one person. But when I'm out on South 21, then you have 14, 15 people calling potentially about the same thing. So that's another thing that I don't think people understand, that it's not just one call that you're answering for one incident.
Right.
The tornado, I can only imagine how many people were calling.
Yeah.
A lot, I'm sure.
It was quite a bit.
Yeah.
I was actually driving past your 911 center during one of them that went through Potosi. You could see it out past the quarry there. I mean, you could see it clear as day. I was coming home from work. I was like, oh no, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kudos to you guys, because it's not built for everybody.
No.
The emergency services isn't built for everybody to begin with,
No.
but especially what you do. I mean, you guys are truly the first responders. You are the first person that deals with the mess.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that, and you guys don't get enough credit, in my opinion.
No.
Don't get me wrong, I know EMS and fire, and they all see it and deal with it. But you guys are truly, I mean, the true first heroes that see or hear some of this stuff.
And then, like you said, may never get an outcome.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean,
And that's one of the higher causes for PTSD and dispatchers is because they don't get that outcome. So.
And that's, again, something to think about. Something you and I have. I don't think we've talked about that, how not knowing the outcome of something can cause issues or PTSD for a dispatcher.
Yeah. I had a statistic too, and we'll bring it up later when I find it here in a bit, that was interesting, that talking about how the statistics of what people in EMS and their emergencies and suicide and why and whatever. But I don't know, I couldn't imagine, because I now with being on the, I was on the ambulance and then MIH. You know, there were times with the ambulance, you just drop somebody off and you don't know. MIH, I literally can start with their diagnosis and either they get better or they don't. And I know it's a different type of stress. I cannot imagine ever not knowing, like you guys. Because unless the only way you may know is if you call one of us.
Right. And sometimes we're definitely nosy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's what we love. That is one thing I have to say, and I don't know if it's just your crew or if it's pretty much everybody. We love Emily Schumer is the best one too.
I love her so much.
Sometimes when it is just, I don't know if we're all gonna cry or climb up on the roof, but we can go over to dispatch and take food or dress up in silly costumes, and everybody, we kind of bring it back down to where we need to.
Well, Allie took her dog up there in a Washco shirt, didn't she? Didn't she?
Oh, I don't know if it was a Washco shirt.
Who knows? Probably.
But she didn't bring her pepper dog.
Yeah. What's his name? The white one? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't either.
Maria would know. Anywho, what's something the public might never see or fully understand about dispatch work? I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but we can kind of go into that a little more into detail.
We don't know where you are. Like, if you call, we don't always know where you are. Like, we have wonderful tools, but that can help us but if your phone doesn't have data, like I can't just rapid your phone number. Like, we have great things. It takes a while to get phase 2. You remember that? And then we have to put those coordinates in, and then we have to pray that they're close enough.
Yeah, because if not, you just get no ping. There's a lot of times where you go to ping something, and it just doesn't ping.
Well, I think this is where we interject you need to know your address, whether you're 5 years old or 55 years old.
Know your address, have your address posted. I loved it on your mailbox. Pull it up. I was like, look at that. You know?
I actually told Maria the other day that we need to scrape those numbers off because the 3 is faded and I don't like it. So
no, I saw it perfectly. I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I take pride in trying to know if I ever need help, somebody can get here to me.
Right. And not only that, stay on the line. Like, we need that. The information you have is vital. It's vital for EMS. It's vital for fire. It's vital for law enforcement. Everybody needs to know what they're walking in on.
Yes.
And so that it's so important to just stay on the line, give us the information. It's not going to slow anything down because we have to put the information in the call anyway. Like, once we get that address, if it's a full arrest, please believe, like, we'll update them as they go, but the phones are getting dropped, you know?
But that's just it. It needs to be said again. It is not wasting time when you call 911 and the dispatcher goes through a series of questions.
Right.
If it's a true emergency.
True. Because believe it or not, there are a lot of people that do not understand what conscious and breathing is versus unconscious and not breathing is.
I've put in a call where it's like, okay, stroke, diabetic problems, okay, fainting, okay, unconscious. You know, it's a whole list you go through. And like, what is this?
That is
we have to make that choice, you know?
Yes. And it's one thing whenever, we're responding and you initially, Medic 12 respond, blah, blah, blah. Medic 12, it's like, crap, this is an update. This is either going to be, we're, fingers crossed it's disregarded, fingers crossed. And no, it's updated to whatever. I mean, that's something that people don't get. And I hate, there is a certain thing on Facebook that talks about constantly everything that's running in the county and the people. Well, it took them 14 minutes to get here and the dispatcher was asking me 35 questions. And it's like, they're doing their job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow those. I can't follow those.
I sometimes find it so entertaining. Yes.
Because it's just like, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm doing my job, and I'm trying to help these people as quickly as we can and get everybody there that needs to go.
Well, and it goes back to that thing of you are sending police officers, you are sending paramedics, you are sending fire department. I hate to use this, but you are responsible for their safety too.
Yes.
So you have to ask those
like
questions.
A mother hen and all her chicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yes.
My favorite's because years ago when I was still in the fire service, our poor director, the new director, Donnie, he took over a complete mess, and half the time our radios didn't work. So dispatch would be trying to status check us. Hey, are you guys good? Are you secured? Nobody's holding a gun to your head, right? We couldn't hear them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're status checking us. They're calling us. I couldn't tell you how many times I got a cell phone call from Sarah or somebody else. Hey, are you guys still alive?
I love when they call the house. Dispatch wants to talk to you. Oops, I forgot the radio.
But they do very good at making sure we are contained and well-being, and if we need law enforcement, getting those guys out to us. But so I do want to talk about your family and your motherhood and how you balance this, because I know you have 2 girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a mom of 2 girls. How has motherhood changed your perspective on this job? Because I know that has to just eat at you during some calls.
Oh, yeah, it definitely does. I'm much more cautious than I ever was. Like, know where you're at, Alea. She's 18 now. Like,
wow.
And she's one of those kids that's just like, woo, out here, and she doesn't pay attention, and I'm just like, know where you are, watch your surroundings, like all of that. But no, it's definitely changed my view on things.
Mm-hmm.
So how old are the girls? 18
and 10.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but it's always something, and some days I come home and I'm like, I'm not a nice person, after a rough day, and I have take that into consideration, like, okay, I'm sorry, like I had a rough day, I shouldn't have taken that on you,
and
those things happen.
Do you have some window, I like to call it windshield or window time, from the time you leave dispatch until you get home to kind of?
Yeah, because I live in Park Hills,
so you do have a little bit of time.
But and just sometimes I'm blaring the music, sometimes I just need complete quiet, and when I come home and the kids, before Alea moved out, she moved back out in August, they're fighting or whatever, and I'll just be like, oh, stop. Like, I've had enough, I can't do this today. And some days it's good, but it's just that balance of everything. I'm not ever going to be perfect, so
no. And it's all girls, and we sometimes have a tendency to be a little much.
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah.
So,
I mean, not me, but that's,
no,
right. No, never.
Never. Lockie, you're just picture perfect in everybody's world. We love you to death, Lockie. How do you separate work from home when your job involves so much emotional weight? And you just kind of talked about that, but
yeah, sometimes I don't. Like I said, it's
sometimes you bring home
and
work.
Kudos for you for acknowledging that, because I think sometimes we don't.
Sometimes I take it out on my kids. Sometimes I take it out on family. Sometimes I want to isolate. And I'm really good at isolating. I do like to be alone, but also I'm like an introverted extrovert. So
I think that's kind of where I'm at now in life.
See, and I just have to take it day by day, I have to trust Jesus that he's going to walk me through it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so that is sorry, Tom.
No, you're good, Lon.
Have you always had this strong of faith, or is this something that is recent?
Grew up in church.
Okay.
Of course, I've walked away multiple times, but I always seem to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But my grandma's a prayer warrior. She's 99. She still lives.
Wow.
Still lives by herself.
Wow.
And
By herself at 99.
yeah, she's got all her door jams busted up now because she's got a scooter she rolls on around now. But yeah, she still lives by herself. She still lives in Boss. So
Wow.
So do you think that faith has made you stronger as in this position, and being a mother and then being the dispatcher?
Sometimes weaker too, because I think we need to get to that weak place to build us back up, to figure things back out. And so, yeah, it's always there. It's always there.
Would you say faith is what helps you like reconnect to life after you've had like a really long day or something?
Yeah, definitely. Prayer, getting in my Bible, just spending time with Jesus, calming myself down sometimes. I need that because sometimes I can't do it by myself.
Everybody has a crutch that they use, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
This podcast is mine.
Yeah.
It keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Anywho, but religion is, everybody has their own outlook on it. I try to keep politics and religion out of this particularly. But I just kudos to you for using the faith of what you believe in to help you guide you through some of the rough things you see during this job.
Definitely.
So
well, and you also you mentioned that you had somebody call in and you prayed with them. And I think no matter where you are in your walk and whatever you believe in, everybody does have a moment that I need.
Yeah.
Okay, my last resort is somebody pray.
Yeah.
And I think that
when they can't say the words, I'll say it for them.
And I think that's very comforting to know. Because I've been with people that were, not in a great situation, not living life the right way. But it was, I think I'm going to die. Will you pray with me, or will you say something? And I sometimes don't know what to say, but that is comforting to know.
It really is.
So.
And for you to be willing to pray with somebody you don't even know, kudos to you, because that's fantastic. So I do want to get into the stuff that the deep stuff on this podcast nobody prefers to talk about, but the whole purpose of what this podcast is for. I want to talk about the call that sticks with you. Every dispatcher has a call that sticks with them. Without sharing private details, can you talk about the types of calls that tend to stay with you the longest?
Baby calls. Did 20 minutes of CPR with a mom.
Wow.
And that one, just the mom's cries still plays. I had one recently where you could hear it over the radio in my voice, like the love for her father-in-law, you could just feel the pain, you could hear the pain in her voice. Elderly couples that have been together like 60 something years. And just the pain, like those are the ones that stick with me. And there's a couple other, but because I've been there for 8 years, so it's a lot. But definitely the baby call. I threw up after that one.
Wow.
Oh.
So, it's a lot.
It is, and that's part of the reason why we do this, is so we can give, not pull it back out of people, but to give people who don't understand how this works an idea of what you guys feel, what you go through, what you mentally go through. So,
is that when you usually fall back real quickly on your faith?
Yeah. Yep. And sometimes I'm scream crying on the way home, But I always have to pick myself back up, because I'll feel those things and I'll be angry and upset. I'm not perfect, and then I know I have to keep pushing forward. That. Relying on Jesus, he's the only thing that's going to keep me going.
And I think knowing that you too, and I've been in calls, I just had to walk out. And so do you do that as well? When
like
it's
that
done
time,
and over with?
Yes. I went out back and I went out back and I threw up. Like I was crying. I was upset. Like you never know what you're getting anytime that 911 rings, and then not even like 2 months later I had another one. and this one, the baby, I said, is that the baby crying in the background?
Mm-hmm.
She was like, yes. It wasn't. It was a different baby. So I didn't even, start CPR on that baby because I thought, I'm not there. I can't see. She said, yes, the baby's crying, and here we are. It wasn't that baby. It was a different one. So, things like that sticks with you. It bothers you. But also, I know I did everything I could do.
That's what I was going to kind of ask you. If those moments of, how do you handle those moments because you're going to beat yourself up.
Oh, yeah.
We're humans.
Myself. Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely. But I just know I did everything that I was supposed to do, and I can't control it.
So how do you get that across to the people that you're in charge of in that leadership? That's a hard because the reality of it is the people that are coming into our field are young. They have no...
Right.
And I'm not going to say that I have all this wisdom being almost 51 years old, but I do have a little bit more.
Right.
And I was raised differently. Our culture, our world is different. How do you handle that? Do you talk about it in the dispatch room? Do you say, hey, are you okay after that call? How do you handle that in leadership?
About it. There's multiple times they've seen, by example. Lead by example.
Good for you,
be
Sarah.
Example, talk, cry, let it out. There's multiple times that, I've, talked to my girls and they were like, okay, we got you and I've got them. So it's always just that teamwork again and knowing that and trusting each other.
That's the most important part right there, is building that bond where you can rely on each other and know that each of you are there for one another.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's another thing people don't understand about this job is you have to trust the people you're with.
Yeah.
You may not like them.
I love mine.
And I, like last night, we all got together and went to the hockey game or whatever. I love spending time with my work kids, but I've always said you have to be able to trust that person that's sitting in there with you or whatever.
Right. We're each other's backup.
Yes.
That's, as long as you know you have that, it'll always be a good shift whether you have a tough one or not.
Right.
You always have that support system to lean on. Are there calls or moments that remind you why this work truly matters?
So it's rare, but those thank yous, those deep, that you can hear in their voice and that that they are so grateful for you. That's what keeps me going. And then, we don't really I've only had like one life save that I worked with you on,
Yeah.
But just that and knowing like if it's CPR or whatever, just talking them through that and knowing that blood is still pumping, like keep trying, keep going. That's what it is.
And I think sometimes we forget, like you said, with when we did that at Iron County, I was very adamant that we included our dispatchers on that call.
Right.
And I think sometimes we do forget that you guys are the ones.
And I think it's because we don't see them.
Right.
Right.
You remember faces you see. We don't see you guys.
Right.
We just talk to you on a radio.
Yeah.
So not that isn't important, but you're just forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's not fair.
No.
In my opinion.
It really is that thank you though, because we get cussed out daily,
Oh yeah.
And so
sure.
that one thank you literally is like, oh my gosh, I love you. Thank you.
Somebody
for
actually
thanking
likes
me."
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes the world of difference.
Yeah.
It really does.
And that should be a lesson to everybody again too.
Be kind.
Be kind. If you appreciate somebody doing something for you, let them know.
Yeah.
So how do you mentally rest after a heavy call when the next emergency is already coming in? Because there can be split seconds in that.
Just deep breaths, cry. Like I said, I went and bombed, throughout the last time. Try my best to pull it together. There's been times I've been crying on the phone with them, but it shows my emotion. It shows my humanity.
Yes.
And that I care. It's that compassion, I think. I'm soft-hearted. I'm not ever gonna not be soft. And I thought that was something that was wrong with me. But I'm so soft-hearted and being on the phone with people.
That one.
And I don't care anymore. I went to therapy, and it's just like, this is who I am. I love people. I want to help people. And if I'm on the line with them crying, oh well.
Well, and that's what I've always said. I've had people basically make fun of me because, oh, you're being this way or that way. Okay, but when I go to bed at night, I'm okay with that.
Right.
I may have a hurt heart, but I'm okay with that because I potentially helped someone else.
Right.
When no one else would, a lot of times.
I think that compassion outweighs everything else, the humanity in it.
I know there's a lot of people in this world that don't like soft-hearted people. That's why
that's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay.
It is.
We all make the world go round. I'm not made for everybody, but the people that I do touch and, love through the phone, that's what I'm there for.
Well, and you never know. That has been, I think I've said it in probably every episode that I have recorded with Tyler. You never know what anybody is going through.
Right.
People can present on the outside like they are very happy human beings. But that smile, that thank you,
yes,
that, hey, I've got, fire departments en route. You have no idea.
Right.
How that makes someone else feel. And that's all it takes. It's
Yeah.
absolutely free to be kind.
You're so right.
And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Here's a word from our sponsors. Hey guys, Tyler here, Midwest Mayhem Podcast. If you're looking for a trusted local firearms dealer with real knowledge and real service, check out Frontline Armory, a veteran-owned and operated business located right here in Farmington, Missouri. Frontline Armory offers a wide selection of firearms, suppressors, ammunition, holsters, optics, tactical gear, and quality firearm accessories, all with a strong focus on education, safety, and responsible ownership. Whether you're a first-time buyer, an experienced owner, or someone interested in learning more about suppression and the process involved, their knowledgeable team takes the time to answer questions and walk you through your operation. No pressure, no gimmicks. You can find Frontline Armory at 201 West Karsh Boulevard, Unit B in Farmington, or give them a call at 573-463-6262. You can also learn more by visiting them at thefrontlinearmory.com or follow Frontline Armory on Facebook to stay up to date on inventory and announcements. And when you stop in, go see my friends Nathan and Craig and tell them Midwest Mayhem sent you. The Frontline Armory, veteran-owned, community-focused, and proud to serve Southeast Missouri. Hey guys, Tyler here, Midwest Mayhem Podcast, and I want to take a second today and talk about how every call leaves a mark. Some we talk about, and some we carry quietly. Being a first responder isn't just a job, it's a calling. And for those of us who've served, we know the weight that comes with it. I've been in the first responder service myself. I've seen calls that stick with you, the moments you don't always talk about, and the toll that this job can take long after the sirens stop. That's why Leadwood Fire Protection District is proud to host a free first responder mental health seminar created for those who serve, police, fire, EMS, and dispatch. This seminar is about more than education. It's about reminding every responder that strength isn't silence and no one should carry the weight of this job alone. You should join us on March 28, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at West County Middle School in Leadwood. We'll hear from featured keynote speakers Valerie Beeson and Kevin Kapler, including a live Q&A panel after Kevin speaks, along with on-site resources, vendors, food trucks, and giveaways. This event is completely free and open to all first responders. Lockie and I from Midwest Mayhem will be live on location, and Midwest Mayhem will have a booth set up where you can sign up for Voices of Valor, connect with us, and grab plenty of trinkets and giveaways throughout the day. If you ever felt the pressure, the stress, or the unseen side of this work, this day is for you. For more information, you can visit our website, www.midwestmayhempodcast.com. You can email Leadwood Fire at leadwoodfireprotectiondistrict@gmail.com, or you can visit our Facebook page or Leadwood Fire Protection District's Facebook page for more information, because taking care of others starts with taking care of ourselves. Attention Potosi, there's a new mission in town. Checkpoint Coffee and Canteen. This veteran-owned coffee shop isn't just about caffeine, it's about community. From rich espressos to hearty meals, every order fuels a story. Yours, ours, and the heroes we honor every day. Step inside and you'll find more than just a cup of coffee. You'll find a place where veterans, first responders, and locals come together shoulder to shoulder. So whether you're starting your morning patrol, catching up with friends, or needing that midday refuel, Checkpoint Coffee and Canteen has you covered. Located at 205 East High Street in Potosi, Checkpoint Coffee and Canteen, where service never sleeps and every cup counts. Okay, and we are back, and we are still in studio with Sara here, and let's talk about your chaplaincy and faith and kind of your emotional support system. How's that sound?
Wonderful.
So, you also serve as chaplain at Washington County. What led you into that role?
So it was a caller asking me to pray with them, and I did. And then it kind of led, I went to my boss, was like, hey, they asked me to pray. I prayed. So he went ahead and did his end and basically got me the credentials I would need to do that.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. Like, I just, if anybody wants to pray, I'm here for
So
it.
why did you feel it? And I playing devil's advocacy here, or advocate, however you say
Devil's
it.
advocate?
Yeah, there you go. Why did you feel like you had to go and tell him that? That you had to say, oh, I prayed for somebody over the phone. Why did you have to do that?
So I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if we could or not. You know,
Yeah.
I don't. So
And
it's
see,
like-
once again, that just blows my mind because, I mean, it wasn't like you were saying you have to be this,
Right.
you know, this person specifically asked. And that's what kind of makes me sad about our culture again, too, is that you had to go in almost like, well,
Tell 'em
maybe,
myself.
yes, when you were doing what,
They-
and I know
they
we
do.
don't get, and I know our fine line here, but you shouldn't have to hide that.
Oh,
And if a person says, will you pray for me? You should feel comfortable and not
Yeah.
feel like you have to go tell on yourself because you did potentially did something wrong.
I think that's just the world that's like today.
It is.
though.
No, it is.
I mean, it's
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
You do one, even if it is a good thing, you think, man, maybe I should have said something to this person before I did that, even though it needed done.
Right.
I do that at work all the time. So it's, but like you said, you shouldn't have
No.
to. You shouldn't have to feel that way.
But you know what? That is the bad thing about, you know, had somebody else heard it, well, Sarah was praying over the phone, a recorded line of all things. This is a, you know, governmental agency, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. I mean, and it's sad that we have to cover ourselves like that
Mhm.
when we're just doing what God has intended us to be doing
Yeah.
Literally.
as human beings.
Yeah.
So.
Good point, Lockie. I didn't think about pointing that out, but you did.
Well, I mean, that's why I sometimes just sit here, believe it or not, quiet, because I am listening to, and this is the whole point of us doing this, to save one person, but also to put it out there of what we do and what we should be doing as humans. And I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. Yesterday in St. Louis, there was some idiot behind us. I wanted to get out and go Bonterre on them. But what would that have proven?
Go
Because guess
Bonterre.
what? We were all going into the hockey game. Everybody was rushed. We should have left 30 minutes earlier. Why take it out on somebody else? And you don't know the day a person's having.
So it's funny you say that because when I done our interview with Adam that you weren't able to be at, he actually came up with a really good reference. You may be angry at the person in front of you, but you never know if the person in front of you in that vehicle is having a medical emergency, just got a phone call that they lost their loved one. You just don't know.
There is a picture that was on Facebook that went around for a long time of all the vehicles on this major interstate. And like above it were little things of just found out she was pregnant, just lost a baby, lost their mom, you know, got a promotion, and you don't know those things.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer it takes one person. It may take us a while to change the world, but it can take one person.
Right.
And that's to sit down and just take a moment to pray for the person like you did. Or, you know, for me, I've had people thank me for being nice to them in the back of the ambulance. That should never be a thing a human being has to do,
Exactly right.
because they are, and I always say this, first and foremost, you're a child of God. You're someone's brother, sister, mother, father. You shouldn't have to apologize or thank me, for being nice. You shouldn't have to do
Or
that.
they do apologize. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
For calling, honey.
Yeah.
That is what we're here for.
I
like,
know.
You
We're
literally pay
here.
for us to be here.
Yes.
Yes.
And-
like,
Yep.
I don't care if you fell and sprained your ankle. Like, that's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
And then on that side of the EMS, it's, well, I'm sorry, my house is filthy. It's okay. I'm not here to, deal with your hoarding issues. I'm here to deal with your whatever. I don't care.
You're my main priority.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people forget that because the world has made it out to be, oh, well, you shouldn't depend on anybody but yourself. And using that 911 system's bad. It's bad if you abuse it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's not. I hate this world sometimes.
I know.
Hate's a very strong word, but I hate the world sometimes. So how does your chaplaincy with dispatch differ from a chaplain that supports fire and law? Because yours is everything you hear. Fire and law.
I was wondering about that because I was thinking, ooh, we've got another resource for our
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm here for anybody.
Because I'm
wants to
not
pray,
100% sure about a chaplain at Washington County at the ambulance district
I don't know.
and with the police departments. I'm not sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know St. Francis County does.
Yeah, St. Francis has one.
Yeah, but I don't know that we do.
I don't know. That's a good question. You might have to ask my wife.
So
I don't know.
we have a resource.
Yeah,
so.
you
We
do.
do?
Yes.
You have
you
research.
Yeah.
be.
I'll
Yeah,
be-
pray.
I will be sure to keep that in
Yeah,
mind. I
for
will
sure.
write that down in case
Mm-hmm.
anybody ever reaches out to us. So again, you guys hear it over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
It's and not that you don't see it, but fire and law, they get there and they physically deal with it. You guys mentally deal with it. So how does that kind of differ from what you do with your chaplaincy to what one does with fire and EMS and law?
I don't really know the difference, but I know that whoever needs prayer, whoever wants to talk, I'm there. Like it doesn't have to be something separate. Callers to coworkers to whatever. Like I'm there. I'll do what you need. What prayer you need, whatever is going on in your life. I'm there to support. I'm there to love you. I'm there to try and lift you back up.
That's all that matters right there.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to you for just being a great person and using your faith as a tool in your job and using your job as a tool in your faith. I mean, they're literally intertwining with each other, and that's just great, I think.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you are a member of the River Church in Park Hills. How has your faith helped you carry the weight of this career? Because you're using this as a tool.
Yeah, so I can't do anything without Jesus. I really can't. Like, there's days that sometimes I don't even want to get out of bed. And I know that I have things to do. I know I have a mission. I know I have a purpose. And I need to get up and do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's about obedience. It's not about what I want. We have to die to our flesh, die to us.
Mm-hmm.
And get out on the road and do that work that he's called us to do. So we have to die to ourselves.
That's a pretty good one. We haven't heard that one on here before.
No, and and I love that you said a purpose, because I think that's where a lot of us fall very short the second we feel as though we don't have a purpose. And it's not that, and we do, and it may be, that's one of the things I've always said. My parents instilled that in my brother and I. No matter what job you do, as long as you put your heart into it, you have good work ethic, and have a purpose.
And some days I don't carry it, some days.
No, because we do have bad days.
Absolutely. And
we sure do
have to, rely on Jesus to get me through that. That's relying on him.
I think that you're creating a very positive environment in your leadership role, that you have people that can carry you as well on those days that you can't carry yourself.
Exactly.
So
I really do. They're so great.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
That makes my heart happy just hearing that, knowing that you have people and they have your back, you have theirs.
Yeah.
Because in this world, there's just not a whole lot of that.
Right.
So what has your chaplaincy taught you about compassion, boundaries, and self-care? You just said obedience and that you have to be willing to keep going.
So, I mean, some days I do want to give up, and, some days I want to do what my flesh wants to do and just scream at the top of my lungs and just forget it all and trash it all, But, loving people is hard when you're hated, but Jesus loves them too.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I've always said.
And so I got to put that aside, all of those things, like, I need to love people like he would love people. And it's so hard sometimes to just get out of our own head and see where the other people are at. And so it's just that compassion and really self-care for me. I work 2 jobs now, so I don't really have a whole lot of self-care. So it's just a lot of me and Jesus and my kids, and just trying and getting up and going every day.
Yeah.
Making things work.
Absolutely. That's 2 jobs. Wow. This is like a second job, but so I don't have kids. I have my dogs. You met them when you got here, but that's awesome. Good for you, and keep going for sure.
And I think something you said that it resonates with me, and it always has. At any point, I could be that person. At any point, I could be. I mean, I've struggled. I've been very open. Obviously, this is how with mental health.
Yes.
I have an addictive personality.
Mm-hmm.
At any point, I mean, I could get up tomorrow morning and be addicted to whatever. I always try to put that in perspective.
Right.
When I'm dealing with someone.
Yeah. I have an addictive personality. I have, prone to anger.
Mm-hmm.
All those things that you said earlier, even that adultery, I think, too.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that are flesh and everything.
Yeah.
But we have to, again, die to that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you brought up the mental health side of this because that's what we're getting ready to get into.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I didn't even notice that. It just kind of happened. Sorry.
We're starting to get good at this, Lockie. Or at least I think we are. If you don't like it, oh well, don't listen. So dispatchers absorb trauma without ever being on the scene, as we've talked about. How do you explain that invisible weight to others? Because you're not there to see it. You're just hearing what's going on.
Right. But so my thing is we create a relationship with the caller.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the line sometimes, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, even if you go up north, you're on the line with them for 40 minutes, before anybody even gets there. And so we create that relationship. We're walking them through everything. We're talking to them, We're getting to, a lot of suicidal callers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's your favorite car? What's your hobbies? What do you like to do, And then by the end of the call, they've sat the gun down and they're walking outside with their hands up, Those are the relationships that I try to get to,
Mm-hmm.
and just keeping them talking, telling them that they have purpose, telling them that, their life is worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when they're in that state, it's very hard to get them to realize those things and to not be, because we're also humans and that human touch is important as well.
Right.
You are not. You are taking on, you're on North 21, but you're dealing with a suicidal subject out in Belgrade. It's not like you can run over to the house and give them a hug.
Right.
You literally have to have that compassion in your voice and that. And what I've said, whenever I taught school, I would tell kids, I don't care if you really care what I have to say, but at least act like you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you may be having the bad day when you hit that 911 button, and it is that. But as long as you, and I hate to be this way, and I don't want anybody to take it wrong, but act like you are compassionate, where at that moment you may not be, because we do have bad days.
Yeah.
That is an impact on someone.
Yeah. I want them to know, their trauma that they're going through is not, it's not mine to hold. And so, I take things home, but that's not, it's not on me. I have to let that go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And as long as you can separate that, that's what matters, because that keeps you strong and keeps you going.
Right.
So has there been a point where you did just hang on to it to the point and you were like, okay, how do you deal with that? How do you know when it's that I did everything I could, I can't hold this anymore, I can't feel the guilt? Because we do all have, we do in this line of work, there is that bit of guilt of, okay, well, if I'd had my boots tied, we'd have been there 3 minutes sooner. If, what do you do? How do you handle that?
So, I hold on to, I still hold on to calls. But I also know that it's not mine to hold on to. I've done everything I could. I've gotten the proper people there.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make myself sick over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't hold on to that. I have other people who need my help. I have my kids. I have my life. I can't sit in the trauma. I can't sit in the sadness of it, because I know that if it's a bad outcome or whatever, that was still the outcome that was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to let that go and be able to move on and learn from that and do better, or even not do better, because it may not even be on me. But I have to let it go.
I love that you said that, because I know we've had a couple of calls recently and the younger kids have been really beating themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the question I tell them. Do you really think that pelvic binder would have saved their life?
Right.
Let's think about that. It's okay for you to feel this way right now, but here's what's going to happen. The next motorcycle accident you respond to, what do you think is going to be the first piece of equipment you might put on that patient?
It builds up for the next call.
You've got to, and if you don't learn from it, and you repeat it, and you repeat it, it's now a habit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn from it. And sometimes that's been one of my biggest difficulties in my journey of mental health is I had to sometimes say, guess who the problem was? Me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am the problem.
Absolutely.
And
I've done
so
that myself, like what's going on here, you know,
Mhm.
and I went to therapy, you know.
Well, and that's one of the things I'm going to throw that in here. We are very open with the fact that we have guests that therapy does not work for them. And it does for me to an extent. I think I mean, I'm in a different situation now with the therapist I'm seeing, but sometimes it doesn't work.
Right.
And that's why we do this because we're not paid professionals,
Right.
but we can come in and not to
Just
break
talk.
not to break our arms, patting ourselves on the back, but we leave this a very open forum, a
Absolutely.
place that, you know, and I know I sit here and ask questions or whatever, but and I guess that's kind of a blessing and a curse the way my mind works, but this has helped me probably more than anything. And to see young women like you and our young men that have been here, it is amazing. And Adam's interview was amazing.
Adam was great. I was so glad to
And
have
I
him.
just feel like we're building this community and this platform to help.
Yeah.
And well, I want to throw this out there. I was speaking with somebody the other day, and they had heard that people had talked about our podcast, and there were some people that weren't fans of it.
And that's okay.
And what we're doing isn't correct, and what gives us the right to do this? So to those of you who think this, because I'm sure you've listened to this, don't listen. Please don't listen. Because clearly you're hurting yourself more by listening to us talk about our problems than the problems you probably have to deal with. So I just want to address that because that's bothered me ever since we've been gone on our break. And I just want to address that. If you don't like what we're doing here, please don't listen.
Yeah, that's all. That's anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Anywho, we'll get back to what we were doing before I get on a rant.
Yeah, we will.
So what does burnout and compassion fatigue look like in dispatch, and how can it sneak up on people? Because it happens to everybody. At fire, EMS, law, military, it happens to everybody, and it'll sneak up and just punch you right in the face.
It really does. I mean, I've definitely had burnout. I just got to get back to that place. What am I doing this for?
A purpose.
Yep. And that's where the purpose comes in. I've never really got tired of fighting for people that I'm on the line with or other than me. Like, I get tired of me.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think that's where, you know, my burnout, it's, girl, will you shut up and stop? You know?
Yeah.
I don't lose compassion for other people. I lose compassion for me. And so I think that's, you know, working on me, getting to the place where, you know, I'm good. But I know it'll come again, and that's okay. I got to be able to get back up from it.
And I think once you recognize it, then I know the first time it hit me, I didn't recognize it.
Right.
And I was off the rails and then some. And now I can slowly, you know, if something happens, I can recognize and think, okay, Locke, you got to take a step back or take a day off or
Orange
talk to
wouldn't look good on
somebody.
me.
Do I?
Orange wouldn't look good on me.
Yeah, it wouldn't at all.
I tell myself that quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think that's just part of also growth in your job and realizing, like I said, sometimes we are the problem.
Yeah. No, we push our health to the back burner.
Yes.
Always.
And it's always a push-pull thing. So you're good for, you know it's always going to come. So it's just maintaining that mindset of like, okay, you know, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go through this, but I gotta be able to maintain.
Well, and it is always funny on the back of the ambulance, you know, we'll tell them, are you still drinking? Yeah. Well, you know, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol. You still smoking? Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. You know, and are you eating fast food, keeping your blood sugar down? Oh, yeah, you know. And all the while, you know, there's 4 monsters up in the front, 6 vapes, Taco Bell, you know, gas station hot dogs. It's like, yeah, we're really the poster child for good health here.
So, in your opinion, I want this to come from you, because realistically, we all know the next answer to this question, but how important is it to you for 911 centers to talk openly about mental health and peer support?
Oh, it's so important. I mean, that's why I show it. And that's why I always say, be the example. You know, my girls have seen me break down. My boss has seen me break down. Everybody has seen me break down up there. And so that has to be open, because if you're going to break down, I need to know, like if I'm going to break down or whatever, I need to know that they've got me and that they can do it too, because we're not perfect. We're not always going to be on our A game. And so I think showing that and showing the example and getting ourselves back up and trusting our people.
What do you do if they tell you, well, I can't be open and honest because that puts a target on my back? Because that seems to have been a theme. It does, because we're supposed to be strong people.
Absolutely.
We're supposed to do all that stuff, but...
Men don't cry.
Right. So how do you handle that?
I've not really had that, but I would say this, like, there's no target on... You're putting the target on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk. Let people hear you. Let's see, that pain and that you have deeply embedded in you.
Well, and that can go out to the ones that should just not listen.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about it doesn't make it happen. Talking about it prevents it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So
I think people lose sight of that. And I truly think, to the ones who don't think we have the right to do this, Lockie, I truly think that those people are in way worse shape than we have ever been, and probably always will be. And I think you and I both have an idea of who we're talking about.
Absolutely. Yep. But I think with you having that open, like you said, you see as you do, or however, I can't remember exactly what that's, you know what I mean, that you let them see you, you're there for them, that you have created an environment and a climate safe. That is, yes,
absolutely.
I mean,
safe.
And I don't think a lot of people in leadership understand you have to create that climate.
And with that environment that you've created, what would you say to a dispatcher who might be listening, because we do have dispatchers that listen to this, what would you say to a dispatcher who's struggling but afraid to ask for help?
Just ask, reach out to me, pray, just talk about it. You don't have to talk to everybody around you. You can find someone safe. If you guys want to put my information, that's fine. Just talk, because what we go through is a lot.
Yeah.
And even just not even in this, like just being a human is a lot. And so I just say reach out regardless of how you feel about it. Just talk.
That's great.
Go ahead.
I appreciate you willing to be a resource for us, because that is fantastic. Go ahead, Lockie.
Well, and what I hate is I always sometimes have to preface something that I'm going to say of, well, I'm not trying to be dramatic, or this may sound dramatic. Okay, if I'm coming to you with that and I'm going to bear my feelings, I've been burned by sharing my feelings. And that's sometimes hard to do.
Right.
And it's terrible that we do have to be, well, you probably think I'm being dramatic, or this probably isn't a big deal to you.
But that's what you're feeling.
Yes. And I should be able to. That's what I am trying to, that's my next step of all of this, is learning that you have to validate that is a person's feelings. And sometimes me saying it out loud to somebody and talking it through, I'm like, oh, good Lord, seriously, you are being dramatic.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's okay too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've literally, like, girls, like, seriously, like, tell me to get my stuff together.
Yeah. Yep.
After I said it and just spewed all over them about it. And
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Well, Lockie, I think you're doing quite well compared from where you were when we started this, if that makes you feel any better.
Well, thank you.
And Sarah, you're doing a fantastic job with the safe workplace that you're creating. I do want to get into a little bit of the challenges and triumphs of 911, because there's so much you guys deal with. What do you see as one of the biggest challenges facing 911 dispatch today?
So let's see here. I got some things wrote down. The challenges, is that what you said?
Yeah, challenges and triumphs.
There you go. Okay. Oh, the 911 misconception. I mean, that is just a huge one, is just, they don't know because they don't see it. And so it's constant. I mean, like, me and Chloe looked this up, but just myself over 365 divided by, what was it? So 144 days that out of working a year, I took around 6,000 calls, just myself.
Oh my
Wow.
word.
And dispatched about the same. So it was like 5 to 6,000. So if you think about that, like, that's a lot for little Washington County.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
You know? And so I don't, and then also you're thinking about, well, like you said earlier, the motor vehicle accidents that happen, we're putting those extra calls in the same call. So they're not even getting another number.
Mm-hmm. So there could be more that you're not even, that's not statistically there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that just the 911 misconception about what all we do,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not always busy. When you guys are up there, we're usually not, you know? But when it is, we're paid to be good. We're paid to do that. We're paid to get things done, you know? And, you know, get air medical, get whatever we need to get, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do tornadoes, we do all of those things, like the sirens. You know, I think just people don't really realize, or even this, like transferring people down to the sheriff's office or the PD or to the addressing manager or to our director. Those calls don't get put in.
Yeah, you guys have 911 lines and admin lines.
Right. And you do rollovers from other counties too, right?
Mm-hmm. Transfers to other counties.
If somebody doesn't answer the phone in St. Francis, it'll roll to you or Iron
Well,
or
I think
whatever.
they go to Jeffco. I'm not for sure, but
I
I
think
mean, that happens too.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's funny, if you ever look at their board when you're up there, you can watch all the lines just light up at once, and it's like, oh no. It's just really scary.
That's, like I said, we have 5 screens I look at,
Yeah, you get it.
and it's nothing like you all are doing. There's no.
And,
I have got the best customer service voice I can be.
the,
Bad about it.
the one reason I couldn't do 911, I don't have split hearing worth a jack.
Really?
I had to try to listen to a radio and then a phone call, and I was like, It was bad. I couldn't do it. So
we call it our third ear.
Oh, it's terrible. It
Yeah,
is so hard to do.
No, well, that's what and I can't multitask with numbers very well.
I do good to do this, so.
Oh.
But that's
I think dispatchers have to come with ADHD.
something.
Definitely.
Something for sure.
Well, and I think another thing too that we need to life lesson here. 911 is an emergency, and I know we talked about it. You know, an emergency for me is different, but that is one of the things that blows my mind sometimes. Why a person will call 911.
Hey, how are the roads?
Oh,
yeah, when we have MoDOT, or there is, and I will have people that will call the ambulance district, and well, you need to call dispatch, not the ambulance district, and I'll give them the non-emergency number or whatever. But I don't think our society isn't real educated either on what to call.
Well, you got to think, 30 years ago, 911 didn't exist.
No, that's what, I mean, I can remember in Bonne Terre it was 431-3131, whether you had somebody that, you know, was in cardiac arrest, or you needed to get a hold of a police officer to do extra patrol. So looking back, what moment makes you most proud of your career so far? I know you've got to have that one just punch in the shoulder. Good job. You've just handled it fantastically. What was that?
Probably that first one with the missing kiddo.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of really pushed me, and like, okay, I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
That one definitely. But training, I think training and letting people know that I have their back.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times during training, like, it's, you know, there's some trainers that are rough, and I remember what that was like. And I don't want them to feel that. I want them to feel the passion and and that safety, and that, you know, it's gonna suck, but we've got this. I've got your back. We got to push through. You know?
I do sometimes think that people forget where they come from, because I've worked with paramedics that were just absolute utter jerks, and I'm thinking, you were me once.
We're like,
yeah,
baby deer once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I would love to have watched them back in their day. Like, how bad were you? Because if you're giving me a hard time, how bad were you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you could change one thing to be to better support dispatchers, what would it be?
Probably mental health check-ins. I think I'm gonna like when I did this, I was like, I need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do mental health check-ins with
There
them.
you go.
But I mean, pay too. You know.
Yeah, that's a big thing for a lot of. I think that's just all across the
field
board.
first, yeah.
EMS, law, fire, dispatch.
Well, and didn't minimum wage go up January 1st.
$15.
Yeah.
$15.
And then everything else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and I know that was a frustration when I first started doing this, that I could have worked at Pilot Knob McDonald's and made more money than I did as an EMT.
Yeah.
And I mean, what a joy. Who cares if the fries are cold or not? I mean, seriously. You know, I mean, not to put that down, because we need those people.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
I'll make the world go.
Absolutely. But it's very,
I'd be
it's
mad.
very upsetting to know that I literally.
It's disheartening.
Yeah.
Yep, all the
So-
training you have to go through, and this guy over here is flipping hamburgers and making almost what you're making.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about those volunteer firefighters out there that do this stuff
Absolutely,
volunteer. Again, volunteer departments are literally dying off as we speak.
Yeah, they are.
So go check in on them. 4 out of the 5 in Washington County are volunteer, and the 5th one is paid/volunteer. So make sure you go volunteer with those and check those guys out and all that. So cannot thank them enough. What advice would you give to someone considering a career in 911 dispatch?
Do a sit-in a couple of times, and like a couple of times.
Couple.
Because you never know what you're going to get in a day. I mean, it could be just
Slow,
completely, yes,
fast.
absolutely slow. And the next thing you know, you're running inside the building, because, there's buzzing you in, hurry, help, So, but do a sit-in a couple of times. Just see here. Wrote something. Yeah. Oh, talk about how you handle those phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
And just like really get in there and just say, like, this is what it is. Like, I can't explain to you enough, like, that you might talk somebody, you might, that the last breath they might take is with you. And, they have to know what they're walking into. I had no idea what I was walking into.
Neither did I.
And so,
And that was after being a fireman for 4 or 5 years. I knew what you guys did on my end. I had no clue what you did until I sat in that chair up there and thought, this won't be that bad. And boy, was I mistaken. So you guys
totally
get
different.
discredited a lot, and it's not fair for sure. What do you wish the public better understood about dispatchers and their families?
I think that, like, people really think like it's a huge center and we've got like multiple people. Where me and Renee, the other supervisor.
Oh, nay. I love you, Nay.
We went into Kingston, and we asked them, how many dispatchers do you think is at like for this county right now? Their numbers was from like 18 to 100, most of them.
Wow.
Like, this is not LA, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, they just, that misconception about that. But we were like, there's 2.
And you know where they get that? TV.
Yeah, they
TV
do.
does that.
Don't even get us started on that.
Yeah, we better not jump into that. So,
also, know where you are.
yeah,
Just know where you are.
that's a big one. 911, what's the address of your emergency? Literally, the first question you guys ask, what's the address of your emergency? And they're like, I don't know. Don't you know where I'm at?
Yeah.
It's like you have a camera on top of them, and you just know what they're doing at all times, but it's like, that's what the public thinks.
No,
It's
we don't.
insane.
We have no idea. I can't get you, like, I can't. There's like things that people ask for. I'm like, no, I cannot get you a helicopter for, your dog. Like, I just, it's one of those things, like, and, and I love to talk about it, but people really need to understand, like, that's not one thing we're there for,
Yeah, and a lot of people abuse the 911 system a lot. You can actually go to jail for that. Did you know that?
Yes, you can.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that until about, 6 years ago, and I was like, wow, that's neat. There was one person that I knew that,
you remember.
Yep. So, that's,
stacks. It was like a stack.
like literally.
Yeah.
Like,
I would have people that we would go in, and it was usually they'd fallen or whatever, and they would have stacks of AMAs because they would never go with us.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could have wallpapered everything in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I could use some more soundproofing. Bring them in. So, what does the word valor, because this is the Voices of Valor series, you are our 8th guest here. Holy crap, we're 8 people in, Lockie. That's nuts. We're booked out till April, by the way, in case you didn't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what does the word valor mean to you personally and professionally?
So it's stepping up, showing leadership, bravery. Even if I don't have it all figured out, I'm going to do my best. So that's what it means to me.
That's a good one.
That's good.
I love the fact that eventually I'm going to be able to go back through all of our recordings and take them all, and I'd like to mash them all up into what valor means to people, because every time we get a different answer, and I love it. That's why we ask the question. So that makes me happy at heart. You want to do a rapid fire round real quick?
We can.
We're going to spit this off real quick. I'm trying to get better at these, but most of the time I give people like 3 minutes to answer these quick questions. So rapid fire round: coffee or energy drink?
Dr. Pepper Zero.
That's a good one. Headset on or headset off during breaks? Now that off. There you go. Now,
Yeah, because, I mean, there's the times you go to the bathroom and you don't.
Oh my gosh, I never thought about that.
that would be my luck.
Even with mine.
I've sang over the radio before on accident, like keyed up twice.
So mine, I don't know if mine can.
Oh, mine does.
I mean, it's got like the little.
That's
the
that
white button.
That's
Lord.
it.
That's an all call button. It lights
So
up all
if
of
you
you.
leave it on, just unplug it really quick.
I'm gonna have to ask Matt if ours does that.
Yeah.
That would expect it from me though.
I was sitting I'm going to get off subject real quick here. I was sitting at home one night and I had my radio on, and I was a nerd, so I listened to all the radio traffic, even if I was just sitting at home. And it was like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night, and Donnie and Renee were working at the time. Donnie wasn't the director yet. And they were having issues with their mics staying open after they would dispatch. Well, Renee dispatched a call, and like 2 seconds later, you just hear her yelling at Donnie about something, and you hear Donnie come back. I mean, you heard everything. So I called up. I tried keying up, hoping they would hear me. That didn't work, so I had to call dispatch, and I was like, "Hey, Donnie, just so you know, I'm pretty sure the whole county just heard your conversation." And it's words that I probably shouldn't say on here, so I won't say it. But if you know Donnie, if you know Donnie and Renee, you know how they are.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Quiet drive home or music blasting? I know we've talked about that already.
I think it just depends. Usually if it's a rough day, it's definitely quiet. Or, I mean, sometimes it's scream crying at the top of my lungs and just blasting some music. So
I do that on a Tuesday afternoon for no reason. Favorite comfort food after a rough shift?
I would say like a good soup. I love soup.
Soup's very good. I love
Comfort
soup too.
soup. Yeah.
Comfort soup. I'm going to have to get me a can with that on. Comfort soup.
Comfort soup.
Days or nights?
Days. I ain't even been on nights. Unless I think it would be too slow for me.
Yeah, probably so. Night shift wasn't as quick as day shift. I worked both there, and it wasn't the greatest. I like night shift because the night shift people I worked with were fantastic.
Yeah,
but
you're not getting all the admin calls and stuff either, so.
Yeah, 8 o'clock to like 5 o'clock, it's just admin lines, not 90% of the time. So, one trait every great dispatcher needs.
ADHD.
There you go. Is that a trait or how does that work? One thing that instantly lowers your stress.
A hug from my kids.
That's a good one. Phrase you say most often on a shift.
Oh, Lord.
Hidden talent most people don't know about you.
I can sing.
You can sing?
I was hoping you were going to say that because I did know that.
You
I was hoping you were going to say
You sing
that.
at church, right?
Not all the time because I'm every other week, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, yeah. Well, she can sing. That's I can't carry a tune at all. So, first thing you do when you get home.
Shoes and bra off.
Yes, sister. Yes. Yeah, and I'm going to, yes.
You know, I'm
not a big high fiver, but yes on that. On boots.
I really expected something different with it being dispatch because all of our fire EMS police, that's the first to take their duty boots off. That's I figured it'd be something different, but that's neat. I didn't know that. Let's see. One word that describes your dispatch family. It can be dysfunctional, whatever you want. They
Fierce.
Fierce.
Good.
That's
Very
a good one.
Yep.
Kudos. That is a good one. We haven't heard that one yet. That's great. Fierce with your director and the people you work with. I would go with that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into our final questions here. If you could leave our listeners with one message, something you've learned from dispatch, leadership, faith, or motherhood, what would it be?
Keep choosing Jesus. Keep going. Keep loving. And keep doing your best.
That is fantastic.
Beautiful.
Great words. Great words to keep people pushing on for sure. Is there another first responder, dispatcher, or community hero you'd like to nominate to come on Voices of Valor and share their story with us?
I think Donnie should come on.
I would love to have Donnie. You know, I was hoping he would be your pick, but if not, I understood. But I would love to get Donnie on here and have some stories and because he does all kinds of neat stuff. He chases weather and directs 911, and he's just a great guy. I love Donnie. I actually call him Dad when I see him because people have said that I look like him for some reason. Not sure why, but he used to call me Peanut when I worked at 911. I don't know if you remember that or not.
No, I don't.
Yep.
But he used to be in law enforcement too. So.
Oh, he was a cop. I forgot about that. Yeah. So he's got a whole mixture of experience. Him and Cody Davis and all that.
Oh yeah.
That whole crazy shit.
Cody on too.
Oh yeah.
You should do double with them too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
being a hot mess with them too.
I'm not sure I could handle both of them at once. So I want to wrap this up here, but Sarah, thank you for helping us kick off season 2. You're our very first guest here on season 2. You're our very first episode here. Your leadership, your faith, and your compassion shine a light on a profession that's unseen and absolutely essential, because you guys are just, you're needed. We can't do what we do without you. I don't know how they did it 30 years ago. I don't want to know.
Heartbeat.
So exactly, you guys are the heartbeat. You represent exactly what this series is about. You walked us through what it is to be a dispatcher, how you handle it, and just your day-to-day life with it. And I can't thank you enough. You're our first full-time dispatcher that hasn't done anything else with us. So thank you again. Thank you so much for being here with us. And I can't wait to get this episode out. And I hope we can get Donnie on. And I'm going to count you to that to help me get him on here.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
You're welcome. So before we wrap things up, we want to give a huge thank you out to Checkpoint Coffee and Canteen again. Great sponsors, great people. Adam and Christy, cannot thank them enough. Frontline Armory over in Farmington, go see my buddies Nathan and Craig. They will get you taken care of for all your firearm needs. They are fantastic people to work with. I went and paid them a visit 2 weeks ago, I think it was. But they're great. So thank you to our sponsors. They help us continue this mission with these first responders, dispatchers, EMS, law, fire, all that good stuff. Without them, we just couldn't do this. They help. Their funding helps us keep the podcast rolling, because this is not cheap to do, and they're just great. So we also want to remind everyone about the free first responder mental health seminar coming up in March, on March 28th, 11 to 3, hosted by the Leadwood Fire Protection District. Lockie and I will be there live broadcasting.
Ooh.
I'm so excited. We're going to have some handouts, some stuff to do. We're going to be there Facebook living. I think we're going to do some recording for some of their keynote speakers, hopefully. So I'm so excited to help set that up and be a part of that. And thank you so much for inviting us to it. Make sure you tell your dispatch friends. I'll get you a flyer, and we'll get that shared around so your dispatch friends can come. But you can find more information on our website about it, on our Facebook page or Leadwood Fire's Facebook page. All of us are sharing it, so make sure you keep up with that. And don't forget, we do have merchandise available on our website. We have t-shirts, hoodies, tumblers, all kinds of good stuff. Go check that out on our website under the merch tab, and you can get yourself a nice t-shirt. Those funds also help us keep the podcast rolling. So all funds are to help first responders and do all the good stuff. But while you're there, you can also listen to all of our episodes. You can access free mental health resources, check out our upcoming events and more on our website. It's www.midwestmayhempodcast.com. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. From all of us here at Midwest Mayhem, thank you for listening, thank you for supporting, and thank you for helping us turn courage into conversation. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Lockie.
And we appreciate you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast. You can find us on socials, Facebook, TikTok, and X. You can listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or directly on our website at www.midwestmayhempodcast.com. On our website, you can find merchandise for sale, including t-shirts, hoodies, tumblers, stickers, and more. All merchandise sales go directly back into supporting this mission and helping support first responders. You can also find mental health resources, learn more about your hosts, and explore everything Midwest Mayhem has to offer. Thank you all for listening to the Midwest Mayhem Podcast, where we turn courage into conversation.